Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to play the imagination game. Powerful state of allowing. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Powerful video today. This comes from a session yesterday with a client, and this was a follow-up session. And when we first met and we first talked, we were talking a lot about attachment and about doubts and fears and how to release attachment, how to let go of those doubts and fears. All of that came up. But also we talked about the idea that she was really placing so much importance on it, right? Forgetting that the whole idea of 3D reality is to play the game, is to dream the dream, right? Remember, it's to enjoy the movie. Right? Even though we know, no matter how the movie ends, right, in any drama and trauma, the 3D world, there's a bigger happy ending that's guaranteed. It's your I amness, right? It doesn't matter how the movie ends, whether it's a happy ending or a sad ending or an emotional ending or a drama, it all leads to, it's just a movie. It's just a game. You can't lose. Whether you win or lose, playing the game of life, you always win. This is really what we got to, that the fear and the doubt and the attachments are all part of the game, right? And it reminds me of that, we had a discussion yesterday, it reminded me of that game called Operation. This is an old game. I don't know if they still sell it. But basically you go in and you operate on someone, and then if you touch the edges of where you're operating, you get buzzed, right? You get zapped. Well, that's really what the imagination game is about. If you create attachment or you get a fear and doubt to your outcome, you get zapped. And you're going to go back in and imagine. You're going to go back into that desired outcome, right? Imagine the power here. And so in yesterday's session, she goes, Tom, she was really laughing. She goes, I get it. Fear, doubt, and attachment are all part of the game. Without it, the game is just not that much fun, right? I love this. I love this because this is what Florence Scovel-Shinn said. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astonishing accuracy. So if you're in a state of fear or doubt or attachment, that's what's going to return to you. That's what you're going to create in your reality. Although some people think that life is a battle, it's actually a game of giving and receiving and not being attached to any of it. Do you hear that? Enjoying the game of imagining, enjoying the game of life. It really did remind me of that game of Operation, where you get zapped when you're going in to get something. Those attachments, that fear and doubt just zaps you. It doesn't hurt you. And it's just a game, right? So you're learning to let that go, releasing it. So I want to talk about attachment and fear and doubt, and what we talked about, that we took a deeper dive in our session about attachment, about fear, about doubt, right? Remember, what does attachment mean? It simply means you don't allow yourself to be free and fulfilled unless something happened or doesn't happen out there, right? It's a state of not allowing and not receiving what you want. Remember, we hit the 3-step process in the last few videos, or I pointed to it, of assuming your end, going to the end, affirming that end, and then allowing it to manifest, allowing yourself to experience it in 3D reality, what you're experiencing, what you're assuming and affirming within, allowing yourself to experience it. Well, when you create attachments and let doubt and fear control your inner state, right, have power over you, now you're in a state of not allowing, receiving. That's the most important state. So no matter how much you affirm and assume as you play the game of imagining, you can't, until you move to allowing it, it can't come. Do you get this, right? It creates a reality, attachment, right? Creates a reality of wanting things to change, but them never changing. A version of yourself that's not complete, that's not whole, that's not fulfilled, right? Why do we know it's a game? Because we know our I amness, our existence is guaranteed. No matter what the drama and trauma of 3D reality shows you, no matter what that projection is, the screen is unchanged, right? No matter what happens in that game of imagining, Whether you win or lose, you always win. It doesn't change who you are, that I amness, right? Remember, this attachment perpetuates a reality of non-fulfillment. But but it's not ultimate reality. It's only an experience of non-fulfillment, right? Your true nature in reality is I am. It's fulfillment. It's guaranteed. You can't. This is why Abraham Hicks uses that expression. You can't get there from there. You can't get to fulfillment from non-fulfillment. I've said this many times. There is no path. There's no path to fulfillment from non-fulfillment. You got to play the game, right? And it's all a game. It's all a dream. It's all a movie, and you get to enjoy it anyway. Without the drama and trauma, then it's a different type of movie, right? There's no path. You don't need by the way, you don't need the drama and trauma. Just know that it's part of the game. The attachment, the doubt, the fear. But what's the game? The game is releasing it. The game is transcending it. Transcending the drama, the trauma, the attachments, the fear and doubts. That's the game. That's how you win the game, right? There's no path to fulfillment. Either it exists here and now, or it doesn't exist at all. There's no path there. It's like we talk about the path to healing, or the journey that I've been on my whole life of trying to figure out who I am and what's going on, and where's my fulfillment, where's my happiness. It's right here. It's either here and now, or it's not. And it's not possibility. There's no possibility that it doesn't exist. I am to be. It's not to not be. It's not a question, as Shakespeare said, to be or not be, to be or not. You are it, right? To not be is impossible. To be or not to be is impossible. You are, period. One thing you can be certain of is that you exist. You know you exist, and if you exist, then by the definition of existence, you always exist. Right? The definition of existence is existence. It's not non-existence. So you exist. You may doubt this or that, meaning I am this or I am that, but you can never doubt you are. You exist. Your awareness of being, your I am. Do you hear the power in there? You can doubt this or that as you play the game of imagination, as you project the movie of your life on the 3D, on the screen of time and space. The screen, but the ultimate reality, the ultimate screen never changes. The I am never changes. It's untouched, unstained by anything. I am by its nature is absolute fulfillment, here and now, always and forever. That's really what I wanted to get at. Letting go, and here's the thing, letting go of attachment to outcomes. Because you go, well, how do I let it go? How do I not want what I want? And we're not saying to not want what you want. That's not what we're saying. We're saying let go of the attachment to what you want. That's different. Letting go of attachment to outcomes is not about wanting it any less. Want it all you want, that's okay. But rather it's about releasing the fear and doubt that you can't have what you want, or you will end up with what you don't want. Do you see the difference here? Right? It's not about wanting it any less, or even giving up wanting. It's a different kind of wanting. It's a knowing. Right? That it's about releasing the fear and doubt that you can have it, right? Or that you will end up with what you don't want. It's about trusting your inner authority and power to work through you as you, right? Because when you're attached, when you're in doubt and fear, you're blocking your natural ability to work through you. It's always working, but you're not aligning with it, right? It's trusting and knowing you exist. I am, as the all. A point of God consciousness with all power and all intelligence. Really what we were talking about yesterday, flowing through you as you. There's nothing outside of, there's nothing more than, and there's nothing less than I am. You have it all. You are all of it. You exist and will exist forever. It's part of the game. It's part of the 3D. Remember, you are God now now coming down in this 3D world. Right, to condition it, right, to experience change, to experience what it's like, right, to be, do, or have whatever your heart desires, right? Because when you have it all, how do you know you have it all? By experience what it feels like to not have it, or the doubt, or the fear. All that's part of it. But the whole idea is to transcend it and then consciously choose, consciously create what you want with joy, love, and peace of who you really are. That's the transcendence. So we're here. Let go of trying to control, predict, manipulate, and force desired outcomes with your linear 3D thinking, assumptions, feelings, and actions. That's what the game's about. It's a constant release, not holding on, not trying to predict, manipulate, or force. Because like the game of Operation, when you try to force it, you hit the edges and you get zapped. Right? The buzzer goes off. Right? You killed your patient. Right? You try to manipulate and force things. Right? This assumes, right? This trying to control, trying to predict, trying to manipulate, trying to force outcomes in 3D. This messy middle assumes your existence as I am is in question. But relax. Have fun. Play the imagination because it's not in question. You will never cease to be. You'll never cease to exist as I am. You're forever fulfilled and complete. Accept the linear 3D thoughts, feelings, and assumptions of fear and doubt as one quantum possibility, one possible manifestation of your infinite potential that is forever unlimited. Do you see it? It's still potential even when you condition it. There's nothing lost. It's all potential, always changing in 3D, in the world of duality, in the world of relativity. But behind it is potential. And that potential never changes. It's all knowing, it's all powerful, it's all you, it's everywhere, right? So remember, your infinite potential is forever unlimited. Stop resisting the resistance, right? Fear and doubt is resistance to an unwanted outcome, as we've talked about, and we pointed to the magician's way on that. Right? Fear and doubt's resistance to an unwanted outcome. It's resistance to resistance. Then get back in the game of I am. Get back in the game of life. She's playing the game now. She's enjoying it. She gets it, right? She understands where that power is, that it's all a game. How to play the game, the imagination game, powerful state of allowing. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for comments. Your comments are gorgeous. I love them. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin. We have a Facebook group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, where you can share insight and guidance with others or ask for insight and guidance. And don't forget, we also have a membership channel. Some of you are members. There's more content there. There'll be other things for the members. You can join that. There's a link below. It's just a chance to support the channel and get more content, right? Get access to more content and live streams and so forth. With great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, creators, see you soon.